that Charlie's Angel thing. As much as she doesn't want it to, it just follows her.
Oh, no, it takes me longer, Charlie, because I count in bath time. And bath time, it takes a long time.
Judith Reagan has been after Farrah for years to do a biography or an autobiography.
I don't think I'm old enough yet to really do my memoirs, and not enough people are dead.
It took me a long time to figure out what an icon was, but they're usually dead.
She just said to me, she's an angel that works with me.
I love angels.
Okay, she just said, nobody is going to believe it if you were to try to explain to people just how fragile your energy is.
Yo, whoa, whoa, yo.
You ate Mikey's boiled chicken, carrots, and you gave him some baby Ruth.
Not the nuts. Not the nuts.
I'm a bitch, I'm a lover, I'm a child, I'm a mother, I'm a sinner, I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your hell, I'm your dream. I'm nothing in between. You know you wouldn't want it any other way. So take me as I am.
Nope, nice and clear. No spirits. You don't have any spirits pulling on you at all. Actually, it actually looked like you're very protected on that dimension. But over in the corner of your bedroom, it's like over by the gold curtains, there's this space behind a chair in the corner that is very, I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like it's a void. And so for you to sit in that chair, it's almost like that part of the space would draw energy out of you. You could get very tired if you sat in that chair. So the feeling was to tell you, don't spend any time in the corner of that room because it doesn't give to you. Now, that's the feeling, I have to say, with the whole place. It's like you have a beautiful place, but it's not giving to you. It's like it would just like, it would be like stripping you of your energy.
If I moved the chair, would the void still be there?
Yeah, it's like the energy of the room. And that's why it's so strange to me. Like, okay, what does she need? All right, so what do you need over there? You need something that's living. Like you need a plant over there, you need some stones over there, you need something that has life in it.
She doesn't have any pets because it's the whole lifestyle, and I have enough pets for both of us.
A big, huge cockatoo. Nose dive into my hair with an awful sound, you know, like the birds.
That bird loved you so much, that bird flew at you.
So it bites you with like a razor sharp thing.
The bird was trying to hold on.
And then I said, what if I get an infection? What if Prima gets an infection?
Humans have more bacteria
Then the
in
birds.
their mouth than
taking.
animals.
So she went and had an antibiotic for the bird.
But she didn't bite the bird.
No, but the bird bit her. She would love if something happened to the tortoise to make a frame out of it. Tortoise frame. When I lost my desert tortoise, I kept putting signs up, and I knew eventually someone would see the sign.
Where
Finally,
was it?
West Covina. It's an hour and something away.
Can you imagine the freeways it had to go over and the underpasses and
That's what she said.
That's so sweet, though.
I know.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, like she was genuinely concerned about your desert tortoise.
She thought it walked all the way to West Covina. That's why it took so long.
She knows it
Well,
didn't
of
walk.
course
No, I didn't know it didn't walk.
She
What do you think?
didn't
Somebody
know?
picked it up and put it in a car and took it?
This is
Well,
why say
you know,
that
they
about
could
you
pick up
don't.
some speed. They could probably
They could
go.
pick up some speed.
Come on,
Oh,
turtle's a
my
tortoise,
God.
for God's sake.
It's a tortoise. Just
She looked at me like I was crazy. She went, what? And I
didn't
said,
walk
what?
to West Covina. She said,
But sometimes dogs go from all across country and follow their
how
owners.
did it get there then? This is like walking from Brooklyn to Queens. Oh, gee, it just walked and it got on the freeway, off the freeway, took the bridge.
No, it took side streets. It couldn't take the freeway. It would have gotten hit. They know to get away from traffic, like armadillos. It wasn't going to get in a car with a stranger, okay? I know that.
I catch her every once in a while feeding them the wrong thing, but feeding them.
Mikey, Primo, he doesn't even mind I ate his food. I gave him some
He
baby
doesn't
Ruth.
eat fair. You ate Mikey's boiled chicken, carrots, and you gave him some baby Ruth.
Not the nuts. Not the
No,
nuts.
worse.
That's
You
not
gave him the
nuts.
chocolate, the baby Ruth.
Not the chocolate, the caramel.
Is she an animal lover? I can't figure it out.
No. I didn't need to be psychic to know Farrah wasn't getting an animal to fill the void.
Okay, all right. Somebody's saying to me right now, this is very important. The void is a feeling of sadness. There was a feeling of tears going down your face. What I'm hearing is the last 12 years, you have been trying to get people to understand what you're really about.
How can I?
Nobody is going to believe it if you were to try to explain to people just how fragile your energy is. That's the deal.
Fragile. No, I am. I mean, I'm sensitive.
Yeah, I can
Or-
see that. Yeah, you are.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah, you are.
Sort of.
You don't even have to try to find the words. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, she just said to me, she's an angel that works with me.
I love angels.
Okay. She just said, the work that they're doing is really a very important life work. These guys are doing a really good job. They're bringing the truth about you to the screen. That's what people are going to love. And it's like they have the integrity that you needed in order to show the world what you're really about.
Maybe this is the way, what I have to do to,
It is. It is.
to
People are gonna
dispel
pay
the many, many misconceptions. Of course, maybe that's why people think I'm interesting. Maybe, but
That's
it's
true.
not. It's
That's
not.
true.
No, I'm interesting without all the rumors. Next on Chasing Farrah.
That's the swimsuit from the poster. Dear Farrah, you know how I like you. We make a good couple. Do you remember one time you came to my house in a racing car?
Here's the story of a plate me as I am.
I hate these cars. Now I know why. Too big. Look, can you throw out the trash and not just sit there and there's trash all in your car? It makes me very nervous when it's that dirty. Undo that seatbelt right now. Oh my God. Take the license plate because it's a serious... I hope you get arrested. Here she comes. Now she can see she's from... Look at her put the windshield wipers on and turn the water on.
Hi, I'm Nate Sanders. Good to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'll be appraising your pieces today.
Okay.
Your celebrity memorabilia. The process of appraising celebrity memorabilia usually is the higher value has to do with it being worn on TV or on screen. I'd like to do a big auction for Farrah, depending if she has a lot of material or not.
Welcome to my,
This is your.
my...
This is as big as an apartment. This is great. Wow, it's huge.
Wow. Well, I used to have a big house, but the earthquake god decided I should move. Everything, like, of me just came tumbling down around me. That's the swimsuit from the poster.
That's a fantastic piece. I mean, a piece like this could be worth a few $100,000. It's one of the most significant pieces of pop memorabilia that there is. Some of the most sought-after pieces of Hollywood memorabilia would be John Travolta's white suit from Saturday Night Fever, Judy Garland's ruby slippers, and of course, Farrah Fawcett's swimsuit from the poster. John Travolta's white suit from Saturday Night Fever went for a few $100,000.
It was actually in that movie.
It was in Saturday Night Fever?
Remember the shot of him looking in the mirror doing stuff like that, and then my poster was there, and then his father came in and saw him looking at the poster.
Right, okay.
Anytime there's a movie about the 70s, they always want her picture, her poster up because it defined a period of America culture.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire called, and they want to use the red bathing suit poster as a trivia question. What year and how many copies it sold, and was it the
Can they
most
get it
selling poster
straight?
ever?
They always say it's 12.
I know, they say 8, we tell them 12.
Sometimes they say 12, sometimes they...
The fact checker called, we tell them 12.
The famous poster of Farrah Fawcett, the shoot, I was there. We were ready to play tennis, and I just kept saying, come on, Farrah, let's go play tennis. What Farrah did, she sat back like this. She made no big deal about it. You know, her hair wasn't done, she had no makeup. She kind of went like this. She kind of went like that, like this. She made a little smile. She went on, she played tennis, great tennis. Bingo, slam dunk, next case. The most famous poster ever sold.
Yeah, the Smithsonian asked me for it.
Right. Well, they want it for free, so you know, it's up to you if you want to give it to them for free.
Yeah.
I think most people would pay more than they pay.
Yeah, well, they're not paying, right?
I know they're not paying.
That's
the
your point.
point.
That's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
point.
In the 70s, we didn't have the internet. So when you're a young man back then, if you couldn't find your father's Playboys, and trust me, I couldn't find my father's, all you had was National Geographic, unless you had the Farrah Fawcett poster.
Warhol's expensive and keeps getting more expensive.
Andy was shy, and I'm shy, so we'd usually be sitting next to each other, and he would start doing some little doodling on linen napkins. The feature that he chose on me to focus on were the eyes. So on a napkin, he drew FF eyes, and on Ryan, he focused on his mouth. So he drew RO lips.
Warhols are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. How many did he make of these?
2.
2, wow.
Well, he made probably 3, well, I don't know. I have 2. I have 1 in my place.
Oh, really?
But it would be stupid to have 2. This is more representative of my art. Do you know what it is?
No, I don't even know what it is.
Okay, it's gluteus maxim in motion.
Oh, okay, now I see. Okay. Whose gluteus is this?
That'd be mine.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I had thought that I was a great artist, I'm sure that I would have said, I'm an artist. I'm gonna paint. I'm gonna sculpt. And it's so good that nothing is gonna get in my way. And I don't think that I've ever felt that about my art, about my looks, about my acting. Emmy Award for Small Sacrifices. I mean, nomination.
You were Us Magazine's 1978 Female Personality of the Year.
I don't even really know what I've been nominated for.
No?
Not specifically. You know, I
looks like
read
a
it
lot.
so many times, and then they say that I won, and I go, I did? I don't think so. So now they have me winning. So, you know, it's like, okay.
Good, good.
Oh, strange letters.
Yeah, what's in the strange letter?
This guy's written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dear Farrah, you know how I like you. We make a good couple. Do you remember one time you came to my house in a racing car? Okie dokie. The FBI were asking me questions. I was going, I can't remember when I got married or when I got divorced. I think I got married, wait. 76?
What does your divorce paper sell for on eBay?
The divorce paper started at 5,000.
Are you serious? I've had Judy Garland's divorce. They only went for, I believe, 800 or 1,600. And, you know, Judy's very, sought after.
Maybe because I was only married once.
Oh, okay, that's true.
When you get married a lot of times, there are a lot of them out there or something.
Okay.
Next, I'm chasing Farrah. I didn't realize how stupid it was until I got home and watched the show.
Wait. It made you look stupid as opposed to looking...
Farrah Fawcett starring in the role of a lifetime herself.
Oh, no, it takes me longer, Charlie, because I count in bath time. And bath time, it takes a long time.
Good morning. I hope...
Take me as I am.
I've published thousands of people over the years. Everyone from Sean Hannity, Rush Limbaugh, Howard Stern, Eminem, Marilyn Manson, Kathy Lee Gifford, General Tommy Franks, Jenna Jameson, and on and on and on I could go.
Judith Reagan has been after Farrah for years to do a biography or an autobiography, and she's thinking about it.
I start to think about writing a book, and then I think about that feeling I had when I was sitting in my English lit class, going, I want to go to my art class. I don't like this. But I've been being approached a lot.
So you're this beauty, this sex symbol who decided to look unattractive, bruised, to do extremities in burning bed and movies like that, and to go through all of that as an actress at that time was very innovative.
She still gets the I've been beaten up roles, the movies, the movies of the weeks where it's just She doesn't want to do it. She has no desire to do that. She's looking for fresh material, interesting voices, great characters.
It's called Extreme Sacrifices. Farrah plays a nun.
That's believable.
It is.
That I buy.
She counsels victims of horrific crimes. She becomes completely disillusioned with the judicial system. So she leaves the sisterhood to become an avenging angel.
We're gonna pass. We're gonna politely pass.
I gotta ask you a question, Mark. When you see Farrah at the beginning and she's counseling, is she like in a full habit and everything?
Oh, yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Prada makes great nun outfits now, by the way.
We're looking for material, you know what I mean? And we're not looking for Farrah material. We're looking for material that some great writer has written for an actress, and we look for the opportunity to have Farrah be that person.
Beyond the burning bed, more extreme than extremities, Farrah Fawcett starring in the role of a lifetime, herself. I'm calling it Whatever Happened to Farrah Fawcett. It's a psychological thriller with a musical fantasy twist. And here's the basic idea. When Farrah checks into a mysterious theme room hotel, its eccentric inhabitants drag her into a bizarre parallel universe where Farrah must fight to survive.
Farrah is an accomplished actress, and as an actress, she likes to disappear into her roles that she takes on. But the public forces her constantly to want her to be Farrah Fawcett or one of the angels.
It is called Daddy's Little Girls. Basically, it's about a bounty hunter, and he turns over the business to his 3 daughters.
Female bounty hunters. I mean, it definitely has a strong Charlie's Angels element.
Listen, it's nothing like Charlie's Angels. I mean, it is far removed as you could possibly be from Charlie's Angels. First of all, in Charlie's Angels, I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, but they weren't sisters.
All right, what else you got?
And you know that Charlie's Angel thing? As much as she doesn't want it to, it just follows her.
It made me look stupid, and I hadn't even looked at it, so I didn't realize how stupid it was until I got home and watched the show.
Wait. It made you look stupid as opposed to looking...
Oh no, it takes me longer, Charlie, because I count in bath time. And bath time, it takes a long time. So no, I still take longer than anybody else to get ready. Or wasn't something like that.
Oh, and Jill was supposed to be a rocket scientist?
I think sometimes it's very hard for people to understand that just because you're famous, beautiful, and everybody wants you, that is still a really difficult place to be, because it's a lonely place to be, and people forever think of you as this iconic beauty.
It took me a long time to figure out what an icon was, you know, and now that it's on a computer and they say to go to the icon, like, well, wait, I just thought I understood what an icon was. But they're usually dead.
You're forever frozen in their mind in a certain way, and then as you age, there's not a whole lot of grace and compassion that's given to people like you.
Farrah does not fear age. She rather embraces it. She is looking for great roles throughout the development of her career. She wants that driving Miss Daisy. She wants that great role for her.
I don't think I'm old enough yet to really do my book, my memoirs, and not enough people are dead, so I can't.
I'm sure one day she might do it, but right now she's still living her life and she's not ready to start reminiscing about the past.
Hey, Farrah, it's Harry. How you doing? There's definitely going to be some life to the DC pilot. They love you and they want to make some kind of serious deal. So I'm excited about it. Have a good one, and I'll speak to you later. Bye-bye.
Hey, Mom, I got you a great present. Thank you so much. Anyway, I know you're working hard. I miss you so much, and I love you.
The present keeps coming so fast and so full, and I'm ready to step into the future. But every once in a while, it's nice to be reminded of the past, because it's my past, and I'm gonna keep it.
It was 1970-something in the world that I grew up in. Farrah Fawcett hairdo days, bell bottoms and 8-track tapes. And looking back now, I can see me. Oh man, did I look cheesy. But I wouldn't trade those days for nothing. Oh, it was 1970-something.
Next, I'm chasing Farrah.
My theory is that people around the star become more important.
Farrah, make a choice. It's gonna be Mela or me.
I believe that he's really mad that I didn't do his makeup. I was not going to do his makeup. Nobody on the show wears makeup other than Farrah.
What happened? Why don't we talk about that?
And she's a nice person. She's not the nicest person in the world until she gets pissed off.
Choose.
You know, that was the mistake.